Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another 7 Deadly Sins video. Today we're going to be going over sort of like the beginner's guide to boss battles, just because I kind of want to try to make content on stuff that I was really curious about when I was first starting the game and I didn't really understand a whole lot of. And one of the big things that I didn't really understand was boss battles, because to limit break your characters, you're going to need to get materials from each of the individual deathmatch sort of enemies, like the red demon, the gray demon, and now there's Howlix out as well. So if I go to this bond, to limit break this character, I need these right here, red demon's horns, and you get these from fighting the red demon, of course, but I never understood how to do that unless somebody was inviting me to the game, because periodically if there's people around your level that invite you, or that get into a deathmatch or whatever, you can invite a second person to come and help you fight the boss with you. But I never understood how to actually get the boss itself, so all you have to do is go to boss battles, or if you're out on the world screen, you can actually go to we'll just start with chapter 1, since I guess it's a beginner's guide. You would kind of start in this area. You'll notice that there is this right here, boss battle, melee of phantasms. Well, there's a a death match right there for Howlix, but we're not going to worry about it. So that was a good example of somebody inviting you to do an actual match with you. But in each of the areas, there's going to be this boss battle stage. Even if I go to Chapter 2, you can see it down here. If it'll let me scroll. Boss battle, this one's Fortress of Outlaws. But altogether, you can actually just click on your little battle thing right here in the bottom right, and you can go to the boss battle section. And then it'll show you all of the boss battles you have available. This one, it starts with, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5, Chapter 6, etc. So if we go to Chapter 1, it'll just go ahead and take us straight to the actual thing. This is Melee of Phantasms. It's in the Forest of White Woods, or whatever it is. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But, so the way it works is you're going to be fighting these individuals inside the actual match itself, and you can do it in 3 different difficulties. And the way it works is the difficulty is going to bring up your percentage, so that way you can actually try to get into a death match. So if we fight the first one, I can't remember exactly how much percentage it gives us towards the actual death match, but it's very minimal. I don't think it'll actually tell us anywhere on here, not that I can tell. But I could actually just do one really quick. It's not that hard, especially with me being as high up as I am in the game at the moment. So let's just grab a 4th. We'll do her, just so that way we heal a little bit if we take damage. Not really any particular reason why we should do that, because it's not going to be hard at all for us, because this is the normal difficulty. But you can see your enemy CC is 28,000. Obviously, if you're first starting off the game, these boss battles can be kind of tough, because you're not really you're not really that built up and everything, but you want to definitely work on trying to get your characters as maxed out as you can. So you want to get them to UR, and you want to get them to level 60 before you can limit break them, because obviously you're going to be having to farm death matches to get the limit break materials and everything. So just try to make sure that you're a pretty decent little chunk above the enemy CC here, so that way you can actually fight it and take it down quite quickly. This is actually also a really good spot to farm any of the chalices, which you're going to need to awaken your heroes, but that's kind of a different video in itself. But basic concept here is you're just going to go through and you're going to fight the enemies. They're actually kind of tough, especially towards the later difficulties. They can be actually pretty hefty, but we can actually just auto through some of this. But main concept is you just take them down as quickly as you can, and then after you kill them, your deathmatch percentage is going to go up, and then it's going to keep climbing until you hit, I guess that percent chance at the top is going to be what your actual chance is to encounter a deathmatch from fighting these. So once you get lucky enough and your percent chance is kind of higher or whatever, or if you just end up getting really lucky off your first one or whatever like that, you'll encounter a deathmatch. And depending on how far you are in the game, if you're still towards the beginning, you'll notice that you're only going to be able to fight the red demon after you get to a certain point in the story. You're going to be encountering, you'll start to be able to encounter gray demons, and then once you get towards, I think it's after you finish the entire like season 1 arc of the anime. So you're like after Leonis Castle and everything like that, you'll be able to start to fight Howlix. And all it means is that you're going to be able to encounter that specific boss as like an option. So you can see I got 6% chance to get a deathmatch now. If we go and do the later ones, it's going to bring our percent chance up a lot more because they're a lot harder and they just give you better odds, I guess. So let me run one of these really quickly, and you can see the enemy CC on it was 84,000, which is quite high, but it's really not that bad as long as if you're to the point to where you're just farming these to get the materials and stuff like that. Most likely you can limit break your characters up and stuff like that, you know, slowly, and you'll build up your levels and stuff like that, so you'll be able to actually do this. So let me run this really quick. I'm not going to make you guys watch this, but yeah, we'll finish this up really quick. I'll show you how much percent chance we get after we're done. Okay, so there's a finishing attack. So this is now over. Match win. You can see there's the little chalices that you can actually farm from this. Those are super helpful, but we were at 6% and we get pushed up to 20%, so that's a 14% increase, and we still didn't get a deathmatch out of that. So if we do, we'll just go again, and then I'll kind of skip through this, but you'll see like every time your percent chance increases, you have that chance of encountering a boss. So let me do this one. Alrighty, that's the third one down. Normally it doesn't take but around like 3 or 4 to kind of start really going up. Okay, so there it is. You see it just automatically shoots all the way up. We actually got a Howlix raid, which isn't, I'm not really worried about a Howlix raid right now. I was kind of hoping we would get a Red Demon raid just to kind of show you what you're going to be getting actually if you're still like towards the beginning stages of the game. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. You just kind of farm out that single like sort of area in the event, or not really event, but in that single like area, the boss battle, whichever one you're actually on is there, because there's one for every chapter. But yeah, you just farm that out. Eventually you'll get to the part where it says there's a death match, and then as you can go out, whatever chapter you're doing it in, the demon that like appears is going to fight the town of that actual, you know, chapter that you're in. So it's actually kind of helpful because you can kind of farm these out if you're wanting to buy something from the store, which a lot of the times you don't want to do because the prices are super jacked up and you really don't want to spend all that money because you're going to need a lot of money later in the game for, you know, leveling up equipment and just, you know, increasing your units and stuff like that. But if you do want to buy something from the shop, you can get it at a much higher discount. If you know that you can beat the demon, all you have to do is farm out the boss battle for that specific town that you want to buy it from. Then you can beat the demon. Once you beat the demon for the next hour, I think it is, you'll have a 20% discount on all shop items for that town. So that can help a lot, and you can also donate to the town if you're that high up in the town's actual like whatchamacallit, friendship with the town. So like once you get to a certain point, you can start donating to the actual level 4. You can start doing village donations, and you can donate, I think it's 30,000 gold, which isn't all that much, and you can get another 20% discount as well, so that makes it a 40% discount, and you can really buy stuff for super cheap in the towns that you're wanting. So that's pretty much it. It's not very difficult. I just didn't understand it when I first started because this game is a little bit different than other gacha games and mobile games that I've played. So yeah, it's not crazy. Just kind of like if you just build your units up, do it. That way you can build them up even more. So yeah, hopefully this helped and kind of gave you somewhat of a decent explanation. I know I'm, you know, still new to making Grand Cross content, so I'm not all that familiar with everything in the game, but I'm going to try to make sure that I do as much accurate information as I can now that I'm starting to get the hang of all of the stuff that the early game me did not understand at all. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. So I'll see you then.